So I'm just talking about my little conversation.
She looked pissed.
Yeah.
Did you see her walk out?
Yeah.
She walked out and she's like,
well,
they knew you would just give her the facts.
Oh, I went in.
Nothing soft serve.
I went in.
I went in.
I literally, she was like, I feel horrible and I like feel terrible and like I couldn't even look at you yesterday because I felt awful and like all stuff. I'm like, Beth, the reality is, I told her what I told her, I was like, you turned on me week 2, even though we had a final 2 and like you're the person I trusted the most in this game and I knew you would do it again. And I'm like, and look where I am.
And what did she say?
She's like, wait, you're talking about like you never got over week 2? I'm like, Beth, I'm like, you'd be stupid in this game. Like, I'm like, once you break trust with someone in this game, like you've broken trust. Yeah. I'm like, I would be stupid not to be wary of you after you were willing to do that over Josh. She's like, over Josh? I'm like, yes, over Josh. Like, you know what I mean? She was like, it was just Josh. How could I sit there and go against the whole house? I'm like, girl, I knew that, like, you know what I mean? I was just like, it was a,
me. Yeah, like,
you know? And then she was like trying to say, she's like, Ro was never going to use the veto. She said that, she basically said that like Ro never had any intention ever of using the veto. And even when he's talked to us, he never had any intention ever of using the veto. And basically she said that.
That's rather.
Yeah.
That's obviously the counter argument.
And basically she said that when Ro came to him and Jed, Ro was like, I'm very uncomfortable using this.
She told me.
Yeah. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
Because Ro was literally crying.
Yeah. Literally.
I mean, I was going to ask you if you did believe that, but I don't.
That's what she told me when I was after everything.
Yeah.
Like when she cut me off. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, did you talk to Ro? How did the combo go? Mm-hmm. And then like when I was tired, and then when she comes, she's like, okay, but he said he's very uncomfortable. He doesn't want to use it.
Yeah, and I told her, I'm like, literally we were told that it depended on whether the majority of the house, being you guys, was comfortable with it. And we were told that wasn't the case. Mm. And I'm like, and she's like, well, like it's either do I piss off you and Breydon, or do I piss off 4 other people in the house? And I was like, I'm like, it depends on who you have faith in here. I'm like, if you're working with someone, you honor that no matter what. Yeah. I'm like, if it was just me and Breydon, it would be me and Breydon against the world. They'd be like, well, fuck it. Yeah. I won the veto, Breydon, come off the block.
Like everyone fucking hated us.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, it should have been easy because it would have been my vote, your vote, and the boys. Yeah. Even if we had no one else.
Literally.
And I'm like, they were pitching this final 5, and all of a sudden she's like, when did we pitch the final 5? I was like, in the ball pit, immediately after the HOH.
And what'd you say?
And I'm like, and Breydon and I both talked to the boys multiple times. And she was like, they never told me that you had those conversations. She literally came to us both and was like, the boys said they feel good with you. Remember?
Yeah. Like us 5.
Yeah. And she's like, if we make it, like we're sailing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so those conversations just mean nothing. I'm like, so it's just like basically blowing smoke up our ass. And she was like, well, like, she's like, oh, it's like, I don't control the boys. I'm like, Beth, like we literally had this conversation as a group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I said, I'm like, it's not you in the shitty situation. It's me and Breydon. Mm-hmm. I'm like, realistically, you know, there was a way out and no one was willing to use that. So that shows me where the cards are. And she's like, this week is about duos. They want to split up a duo. And I'm like, there's another duo in the house. One of them could have gone up and one of them could have gone home. Mm-hmm. If everyone was on board with that, which clearly is not the case. And I said, I'm like, unfortunately, I'm like, if you isolate yourself, like if you're getting rid of me or Breydon, I'm like, you've literally just lost people who'd be willing to take the shots that you eventually need to take in this game. I'm like, you've taken that option away from yourself.
What did she say?
She like looked like
annoyed.
Yeah. And then she said, and I didn't care to say it because like I assume that I'm the one going home, so I'm like, fuck it. Like I would have taken the shot at the boys for you because you can't take that shot.
And that's what you said to her?
Yeah.
And what did she say?
She's like, I know, like whatever. And then I was like, what else did I say?
Why you can't remember it all? It was,
what else?
You guys were there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, either they're gonna be best friends or I was like, they're arguing in there.
Yeah, and I was arguing. I wasn't gonna back down from that. Like everything is bullshit.
I knew you weren't.
I told her, I'm like, I'm speaking bluntly because I was literally just dealt a shit hand. So what? Like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna mince my words now.
Yeah, of course.
What else did I say?
Do you think about being a friend?
Yeah, I did. I said, I'm like, it's fine, it's a game, do any of that, but you don't need to pretend to be my friend because of it. Like,
she said, she's like, oh.
She's like, you know that I was. Like, all of that was real. And like, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like.
Was it though?
It's not. It's not. It's so fake. It's so fake.
Of course.
I said like lots of things. Yeah.
Oh, I knew you were gonna blow up.
Like I was like, I don't know what you want me to sit here and say. I'm like, I could tell you that I'm cool with it and we're best friends, but I'm like, that's not the reality of how I'm feeling. I'm being blunt with you. And she's like, I'm glad you're being blunt with me. She's like, when I came to you yesterday and I said, you know, you can vent to me, I wanted you to do this. And I was like, really? Because you look mad. Anyway, I said, I'm like, I think it's Ty. I'm like, and what was the most disappointing is like when he looked upset because everyone's like, wow, whoever did this is like fucked. He looked like he felt guilty and upset. So I tried to comfort him. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's you, whatever. Then when I was feeling upset from really being like isolated, instead of maybe sitting down with me, he couldn't even look me in the eyes. I'm like, I'm not stupid. When I was sitting on that couch and he went to the washroom and the volume lowered by 100%, I'm not stupid. And she's like, I know you're not stupid. That's awful. And I'm like,
okay, wow.
Okay.
Literally. Oh, you brought the bathroom.
Yeah. Because it's just like, how, like, I said, I'm like, we all have different pathways of information. And like, we all are told different things. And I'm like, from what I've been told, a lot of whether this veto was used or not rested on you three, and it wasn't used. And she's like, Rohan is trying to pin this on us. And I'm like, it was you guys. Like, it was. One of you say HOH and the other two are being shady.
Yeah.
Clearly. And like, what do you mean? Like, 4 people you're stressed that Tina and Tara would be mad at you?
And Vic.
And Vic. And Vic wouldn't even been mad.
I'm saying.
Vic would have been probably happy.
Yeah.
And Kiefer wouldn't have been mad. Why would Kiefer be mad? Why would Kiefer be mad?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tell me why.
It's smoke and mirrors, that's what it is.
100%. 100%.
Unless she's saying like Jed and Ty would be mad.
And she literally was being like, oh, like, no, just them.
Oh.
Tina, Tara, Kiefer, and Vic. I'm like, oh, okay.
Crazy.
And she's like, we never spoke about the final 5. Like, da-da-da-da. I'm like, we literally had a full-on conversation in the ball pit. Like, do you think I'm dumb enough to not remember? I think I'm just going to be like, oh, yeah, no, he didn't.
I'm trying to gaslight you.
Literally.
And like, that never happened.
That's why she was mad, because I think she was just, like, caught from all angles.
Yeah, because you had receipts.
It's like, I spoke to the boys multiple times. So did Breydon. Being like, we're down for this. We're cool with this. Da-da-da. She's like, well, the boys never told me that. And then the next sentence was, I don't control the boys. I didn't have all the power. I would have shown you if I did. It's like, girl, we both know if you were picked in that veto and you played, you would have thrown it.
Yeah.
So you didn't need to show your hand.
Really?
We all know that.
Of course. I was so scared.
Of me talking to her?
No, that I was going to have to pick Beth.
Oh.
Not like it was going to be like you pulled Row and then Vic was already pulled. And then I would get house guest choice.
Yeah, you have to pick Beth.
Have to.
You're just dumb. And she kept being like, well, she's like, you couldn't have gotten over that hump from week 2. I'm like, it's not that I couldn't get over it, but every time we tried, it went nowhere. And I'm like, you showed me week 2 over something that should have been easy, that you were ready to turn on me.
What did she say?
I'm like, so I'd be stupid not to expect it again. I like told her, I'm like, I expected this from you.
You're like, and here I am. So.
And here I am. And I said I was dealt a shitty hand in the shittiest way.
Really?
And then, what else did I say? Oh, she's like, well, I heard that listen to this. She's like, I heard on Kiefer's HOH that you were pitching me. I'm like, when?
Yeah.
Why would I go to Kiefer, who's hanging out with the 3 of you, and say, put up Beth? And I'm like, literally, my only pitch to Kiefer was, don't put me up.
Literally. And make a final 3 with me and Breydon. Like.
And then she was like, well, people are clearly trying to pin us against each other. It's like, girl, it's you. You pinned yourself against me. Week 2.
Girl, it's you.
And then she said that on Vic's HOH, you were pitching me. I'm like, when? I'm like, Kiefer and LaToya were on the block. Why would I be like, put up Beth?
Literally.
When would that have come out of my mouth?
Literally. That's what I'm sure Becky said. To try to like get our trust back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, she's 2-timing Beth. Like.
Not backstabbing Beth.
Backstabbing Bethel.
Yeah, it's just annoying. I'm proud of you though for saying something.
I don't care. At this point, I'll say anything to anyone if they want me to. You want to talk to me? Let's talk.
Me.
Like, literally, let's talk then.
Literally me. Also, like, Tara's being sketch.
Really?
And I was like going to the bathroom and I saw she like motioned me to come over to talk to her. And then she was just like, if anyone says anything to you or Austin, can you guys let me know? Because I need fuel for next week if I went to make the shot. I was like, so you're not gonna make the shot next week?
Girly, not this.
Why you mean? I was like, ciao.
Fuck. I wish we could both be here next week because I feel like I would have won and I would have just like
Oh, we would
torn
have
the
blown
house
the
down.
house. That's why I hope I win and I'll literally blow up the house. I don't even care.
Oh, I don't even care.
Pop 'em up. Bye.
I don't care. I don't care if it makes me leave the following week.
Oh, me. I actively do not care.
Like, Canada, if there's ever a chance to vote for two of us to stay
Literally, now's the time.
and you want some entertainment, keep us here.
Period. Now's the time.
Now is the time. Well, because I'm going to say in front of the house, like, Ty, I think this is you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I've unmasked the invisible HOH and it's Ty.
I think I'm 90%. That's why I said that. That's why I was sitting at the kitchen. I was like, bro, unless it's literally you, and you've just been bullshitting us the whole time, like, good for you then. Whatever. I don't even care.
And the thing that like gets me too is like Beth in one breath says that she doesn't have the power, and then the other breath says that all of the correct information flows to her.
Yeah.
And then she tried to say, she's like, well, you were on the other side of the house, like you were hanging out with, I'm like, I was hanging with the two people on the block? Because no one else would? Huh?
Literally. And she was like,
I literally want to be like, she and be like, I am not stupid, stop.
literally.
Like, stop. Fuck.
Yeah, that's really worse. You're like, come on. She's like, come on. Just be honest.
Like, that's the thing. I was literally being 100% honest and brutal.
I think she was just worried that you'll tell me. And then I'll hate her.
Oh, that's what I said too. I'm like, you know, there was a way out of this, and then you told Breydon that no matter what we do, no one had our back. I'm like, so if that's the reality, then that's the reality. She's like, but you know, I'm like, you don't have us. If that's the case, if that's what's happening, then you don't have us. Because like, it should have been easy. I'm like, even if fucking Ro hated us secretly, it'd be me, you, and Jen Tai. But Ty's the HOH, so me, you, Jen Vic.
Literally.
You really think Vic would have kept Tara over you? No.
Literally.
No.
Even Kiefer.
Even Kiefer. And she's like, so are you going to campaign against Breydon? I'm like, that would make no sense for me to campaign against Breydon.
And what did she say?
I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I couldn't even do it as a human being.
And then what did she say?
And she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, so what do you want for Thursday? As if like I'm like the queen of the world. And I was like, obviously I want to be here. I'm like, basically I'm at the point where I'm clearly a fighter. I'm clearly not scared to do what I need to do in this game. And I'm like, and I'm very capable of winning things, as we've seen in most of the comps. So I'm like, so either people are going to want that here, or they're going to be afraid of it, and that's the bottom line.
What did she say?
She's like, true.
Fair.
Like,
I
I
know
don't
she's
care.
gonna have a go combo with the boys.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be, Austin's such a bitch. Like, da 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 da. I don't give a shit, girl.
She's like, she's fucking grilling me in there. I was gonna go ask her and see what she said. And be like, are you okay?
She's probably gonna make Breydon. She's blowing up her game.
Yeah, she'll be like, yo, bro, like, no, I already know. She'll either say she's blowing up her game, or she'll be like, yo, like, she's like dragging you.
It's just dumb because I feel like they try that so many times. It's like, I know that's not what's happening.
Literally. Literally.
Because literally, I was just like, people are either going to be afraid of what I'm willing to do in this game, or they're going to want it around. So whatever.
I agree. Yeah, it's just annoying.
It's so annoying. It's like you forget that there was a way out and you guys had the numbers.
Yeah, they've been. That's my thing, is I was like, do they not see that, like regardless they look shitty?
Yeah. And she's like, people are trying to put this on us. And I'm like, girl, and she's like, well, you know I love you. I'm like, yeah, I love you too. It's just shitty.
Drama mama. This game, this place.
Man, I'm going to be pissed if I lose Thursday because I feel like now, like, I don't know, something like ignited. I'm like, I'm ready to like kick a wall. Like,
Not kick a wall.
I'm back could like
Rest in
lift.
peace.
I could like lift this out of the ground. Like,
Stop.
like I feel like the Hulk.
Not lift this out of the ground.
Like I would go ham.
This place is too much.
It's too much. Yeah, no, I came in, I'm like, I'm just gonna like be me, like stay
Yeah.
poised.
And then you're like, no, first of all,
And now I'm like,
I don't give a fuck.
I'm like, who wants to confront me next?
Literally. I feel like we probably get her Tyler.
Go for it.
She'll be like, you need to go talk to them. You need to go talk to her.
Why? Like, why are you talking to me?
Or she'll be like, Austin doesn't trust us and she never will, so.
Facts.
She said she's selling over Josh, so.
And it's like, that's the part. It's like, why are you clinging to that? I'm not clinging to the fact that it was Josh. I'm clinging to the fact that you literally were so quick to betray me. Literally week 2.
Literally.
Week 2.
So quick.
And she's like, that's why I came to you and Breydon right away in the pantry. I'm like, girl.
You knew the night before, you were in the room, we all know.
Like,
It was a discussion that started the night before.
literally, hashtag backstabby Beth.
Ooh. Not that. Yeah, it's just too much.
I told him, like, you were the person that I trusted the most in this game. Like, false.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah, but of course.
I'm like, and you were so quick to break that trust. I'm like, I'd be dumb to not be weary of that. And she's like, well, you did the same to me. I'm like, girl, after.
Literally.
After. Like, here I thought I was in, I was popping.
Oh, me. Me until Ro was like, yeah, they've all been having conversations without you. And I was like, what? Sorry, huh? They've all been what?
And the thing is, too, it's like, you can say all you want now. We're secured on the block together. Have this conversation before the POV. You're trying to make amends now that one of us is going home?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Clear the conscience.
Like, okay. I don't care that you feel bad. You should feel bad.
Bury that.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not
yeah,
here
I
to
get it.
comfort you.
Literally console you, make you feel better about your decisions. Yeah.
It's like, because you felt so bad that you couldn't even look at me yesterday? Okay. I don't owe you anything.
Fair. Well, that was a lot. I'm proud that you said that.
Yeah, I was proud too, because I'm usually really bad at that.
Oh, same.
Like, I'm really, really bad. I was like, it's okay.
Oh, no, same. I usually just take it.
Yeah, I usually just take it too. And I'm
I'm
like,
like,
oh, like, I
whatever.
know that's not your intention. It's fine.
Me. And then I'm like upset about it, but I just like never say anything.
Yeah. I'm done with all that noise.
Period. I just don't know. Either she'll like take it as like a good sign, or she'll just spin it and be like, oh yeah, Beck, we were just in there and she was talking shit about you the whole time. Like Jamie, like it's either gonna go one way or the other.
And I don't even care what way it goes, because everyone should know that she's a liar. So, whatever.
Oh, is it freezing in this house or what?
It's freezing.
Great. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
Me too. Sitting next video is actually super nice.
Oh, literally. That's what I was in there this morning. I was like, why not? Be back. I need to do my couples massage with Ro.
Bro looked shook when he saw us come out.
Oh, he is.